All right, what's up, boxing fans? It's Aztec 101, and this is my prediction video for Filip Hrgovic versus Daniel Dubois. This is a heavyweight fight for tomorrow's Queensberry versus Matchroom 5-on-5 tournament. This should be a really great heavyweight fight. They're fighting for the IBF Interim. I know the IBF was planning on stripping Usyk potentially in time to have the world title available in this fight, but they didn't do it in time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Usyk is still technically undisputed. But regardless, it's for the IBF interim, and it's against two highly ranked IBF fighters. If I'm not mistaken, I think Hrgovic is number 1 and Dubois is number 2. Hrgovic is right now undefeated, 17-0. All right, 14 of those wins are by KO. Daniel Dubois, he's 20-2. So 20 wins, 2 losses. 19 of his wins are by KO, and 2 of his losses are by KO. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Filip Hrgovic is coming in as the undefeated young lion. And Daniel Dubois, who's got a lot of experience, needs to try to stay away from becoming a gatekeeper in this fight. There's a lot riding in this fight. I mean, Hrgovic is trying to prove himself, while at the same time Dubois is trying to maintain his rankings, in the heavyweight division. Hrgovic, the last time he was tested was against Zhang, who's also fighting on this card against Wilder. And in that fight, Hrgovic was down in round 1, and a lot of people saw this fight, including myself. I felt like Zhang won the fight. I felt like he won the fight. He took it to Hrgovic. Hrgovic was hurt multiple times in that fight, and but whatever. Hrgovic got the win. But this was the last time he was tested, and I got to tell you, there's a lot that was exposed in that fight. I wasn't happy with Hrgovic's defense. I felt like he was sloppy. He overexerted himself. So he was getting tired in the later rounds. I know that those were actually his best rounds, but against someone like Dubois, I don't think he can have the same sloppy performance. Daniel Dubois is very experienced. Even though he's got 2 losses, they're against top fighters. One is Joe Joyce, and the other one is Usyk. Usyk just became undisputed champ. So his loss against Usyk, I mean, it's a loss, but it's still against a top fighter. His last fight was a TKO win against Gerald Miller. All right, and Gerald Miller is a big guy. That's why they call him Big Baby Miller. He comes into the ring, 330 plus pounds, and I know a lot of people give Usyk credit for beating Fury. And Fury being such a big fighter, a tall fighter, a heavy fighter. But I gotta say, even though it is impressive, Dubois took out Gerald Miller, who's 300 and something pounds, 333, 35 pounds. And he was able to take him out. TKO win. Daniel Dubois, like I said, he's got 20 wins. 20 wins, and 19 of those opponents got knocked out. So Dubois got power, man. He's got power, and if Hrgovic is sloppy with his defense, like how I've seen, I think Dubois is going to take advantage of that. He's very experienced. He's been in there against high-level fighters. I think Dubois is going to be able to pick apart Hrgovic. I mean, Hrgovic's best opportunity will be early on in the fight. If he's able to hurt or surprise Dubois. If he's able to finish this fight early, it is a heavyweight fight. It's whoever lands first sometimes. But if Hrgovic is able to turn it up early in the first couple rounds and get Dubois out of there, I think that's best case scenario for him. But Dubois, after round 4, I think he fucks him up. I got Dubois winning this fight. That's my prediction. I think that experience, power, and his endurance is going to stand out in this fight. I got Hrgovic. I give him a puncher's chance. He's a tough fighter. He's a young fighter, and he's got something to prove. This is actually a very important fight for both of them. Hrgovic is on the same card against the guy that people say he actually lost to, which is Zhang. So he's on the spotlight's on him right now. He's got to put on a good performance, and he's got to show that he's really a top contender. He deserves a fight for a chance at the title. But then you also got Daniel Dubois, who's trying to prove that, he's not on a losing streak, that, he should still be ranked high in the heavyweight division, that he's still a problem. So I think both of them are fighting for something in this fight, and they have a lot to prove. But I'm sorry, I just got Daniel Dubois knocking out Hrgovic. I think this is going to end before the 12 rounds is over. I don't know what round. I'm not predicting that, but I could definitely see a stoppage or a 12-round decision. Either way, Hrgovic is going to get hurt. His defense, I'm not impressed with it, and I think that standing still, keeping his head in alignment, even after he throws a jab, he keeps his head in the same place. I think that's going to be a big problem. Dubois is, he's not a big mover, but he's also he doesn't have cement boots on. He does move. He's gonna be able to get in and out of danger, and he's somewhat defensively sound. I mean, like I said, Dubois has been knocked out before. He has, but they're against high-level fighters. So if Filip Hrgovic can take him out, maybe he's also a high-level fighter. So that's why there's a lot on the line for Hrgovic. He could prove that he is part of those higher-level fighters in the heavyweight division right now. That's my opinion. I got Daniel Dubois winning. You guys let me know who is going to win this fight. This is a really good heavyweight fight. I'll be bringing more predictions in a little bit. I got Zhang versus Wilder, and I also got Bivol versus Zanad. I'll be uploading later. So leave a comment, subscribe. This is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I'm out.